Sup everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about how to increase your damage, your overall damage, or you want to do more damage per second. Yeah, this is going to help you with that. Now this is not going to be just your basic advice, but I have to include them as there are just some players who are so new to the game that they're incredibly confused as to how to go about and increasing their combat score as well as overall damage. So bear with me here. The name is Erotic Walrus. You can call me just Walrus, and I make tower fantasy videos, guides, discussions, as well as Genshin Impact videos. So if you like that kind of stuff, I drop a video every single day. So it would be a great help to my channel if you can consider liking and subscribing. Okay, thank you guys for doing that. Now let's get into the video. The first thing that's very important that actually doesn't directly contribute to your overall damage, but don't worry, as we get into this video, you'll start to realize why this is the number one thing. If you walk away, click off right now, take this piece of advice with you. Increasing your level opens up new thresholds for everything in this game. All right, so falling behind in levels also mean you will fall behind for your gear threshold. And you might be thinking, well, I just want to play at my own pace, which is completely fine. But at the same time, if you're somebody who is highly competitive, being like, I want to experience the game as new content rolls out, it's in your best interest to at least stay up to date with the level cap. Today, the level cap is 42. Tomorrow, I've heard that the level cap is staying at 42. So this gives a great opportunity for players who have been too busy with life and other things to catch up in levels. And I think one of the main reasons that the game even does it like this, capping the levels, making sure that people can all group up and move up together, is to cultivate this experience that we have within the game where we can play with other people and actually experience the game as it's designed to be played, which I have been having a wonderful time. Nobody can kind of blast ahead of anybody else. I'm sure there would be people close to max level now if there wasn't a cap. So for you guys, level up as much as you can every single day. If you guys want a more detailed level guide, you can comment down below, but let's move on to the next piece of advice. So let's take a look at my weapons here. All right, if you guys see, all my weapons are at level 80, and that is because I've hit the threshold for my level that's required to level them to level 80. If I go to upgrade and I want to upgrade them even further, you will see that, oh, I may have the materials, but I can't level it up because I have to be level 45. My character has to be level 45, which means that everything is now throttled simply by the level. Okay, the same thing goes for your matrices. So a lot of people are confused how to kind of look at each matrices for your weapons. So you got weapons, warehouse matrices. A lot of you guys would think like, oh, do I come here and do it? But sometimes it can be very confusing. As you guys see, the layout for here just doesn't look that clean. What I always do is go to warehouse, select the weapon that I want. Let's just go with Samir at this case, and you go to matrices and you get to see your matrices. And here you can change your weapons, and then you can see exactly what piece of matrix you have on your weapons. Now, for Samir, you guys can see I've stopped leveling the purple ones, but if I wanted to get more combat score, I can always level these up, and they give me some good base stats and a decent boost in my combat score. However, for now, I just don't want to spend any more resources apart from the SSR matrices. So if you guys really want power, I highly advise you guys to come in here and then do this stuff. Now, as to the most optimal matrix for every single character, currently, unless you're a filthy giga whale, I mean, I'm one myself, so don't mind me. Most people don't have proper SSR matrix to pair with your characters, so just relax and take whatever you can and just work with that. Okay, I don't suggest pushing like blue matrices to level 40 right now, although the EXP does transfer, albeit at a loss. I'd say purple you can push to 35, maybe blue you can push to 30 and just keep it there. All right, so that's gonna be matrix and weapons. That's like the most basic stuff. You know, level up your character, level up your weapon, level up your artifacts or chips or matrix, whatever you want to call it. I'll also briefly mention the constellations or the star system in this game, but you know, this is getting into some whale territory, but I know some of you guys probably have some tokens that you can spend on these characters, so let's just talk about that first. All right, so when it comes to the star system in this game, meaning you can power up your characters additionally, or weapons even further, by getting duplicates. Now what you can do is going to the exchange shop, Right here, you can go to the weapon store, and there's a weekly 2 limit for every single exchange for the SSR weapons. Now, these tokens are gained from summoning with the gold nucleus, so they're actually pretty difficult to come by, especially for a free-to-play player. There are some characters when it comes to damage that's just better than others. I think King Constellation 1 or 1 star is going to be a great pickup overall, just generally, because most difficult content that actually demand more DPS is going to have monsters that are constantly shielding themselves at different HP thresholds. Having that King at 1 star is going to be extremely beneficial for you guys. As you guys can see, increase shatter by 15%. After shattering the target's shield, deal burn damage to 20% of attack for every second, and this lasts for 15 seconds. So really good. Although some people will be like, oh, what about Samir 1 star? I don't think Samir 1 star is going to make as big of a difference as King's 1 star. However, you can pretty safely park King at 1 star if you're like a small spender, even a dolphin, and then push Samir all the way up as towards 6 stars, because as she gets to 3 stars and beyond, she starts becoming much better. But just a simple 1 star upgrade is not enough to have her be better than King. Now, other options such as Shiro, other options such as Kuro, I don't advise you guys get stars for those characters if your goal is to increase power right now with the best available team you can get your hands on. It's just going to be Samir and King along with Nemesis, but that you have to go through the Nemesis banner. All right. That's all I'm going to touch about when it comes to stars, because it just gets overly complicated and a lot of you guys are not going to spend for that. Now, the tricky thing we're going to get into right now is equipments. Holy smokes. For something that is so basic in every MMO, I don't think people understand just how many mistakes they are making when it comes to optimizing damage through equipments. All right, so this is going to be a long section. Buckle down, maybe take out a notepad and prepare to take some notes, because it took me a while to wrap my head around this and the most optimal way to kind of go about this. Okay, so what equipment should you be using? Where should you be getting them from? There is so much information going around that people are generally confused about this. So today, let's spend some time talking about it. When it comes to equipments, you want to use the highest tier possible right now. I know some of you guys probably be like, oh my god, but this blue equipment rolled such god tier substats that I can't give that up. Okay, trust me, the raw stats in the purple gear is going to override the blue gear's stats. No matter how good you think it is right now, you're gonna get a decent chunk of damage increase if you just upgrade to purple gear. I know, I had the same question. I had my doubts, but trust me, this is just how it is right now. The jump in tiers is just going to be that good. All right, now the next question people have, like, oh, what about all these enhancements that I already did for my equipments? Will it transfer over, or am I gonna have to start from scratch? Well, it does transfer over. So for example, you see I have this pants here. I have 4 of these pants. God, don't get me started. But if I want to transfer this over, as you guys can see, equipped, and then I can just transfer it over. Boom, boom, retain, and it's transferred. Just like that. The plus 10 is for the slot, not for the gear. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this, and I can easily just swap back. So as you guys can see, this one has volt attack, this one has attack. Let's just swap that, and boom. Just like that, my volt attack is back swapped on. You can do this infinitely with all equipment, so don't be scared to switch equipments, put on the better piece, and get that boost. Now, here's the first tricky part, okay? If you only enhanced your gear, that can be transferred no problem. However, if you have advanced your gear, then those advancements will be lost. I mean, it's not lost, it's still here. As you guys can see, my advancement piece of gear is on the side here, but you know, the 3 stars won't just get slapped onto the next piece of gear. How you can tell if you've advanced a piece of gear is if you see on this piece of gear I have, there's 3 stars underneath it. That's the advancement stars. So every piece of gear that you've advanced, it goes from 0 stars, which is what every one of these are, to 1 star, to 2 star, to 3 star. So the reason that you may or may not have a 3 star depending on how far you've progressed is because there's this quest that we have to complete when it comes to the Wanderer's Log, Chapter 8. Down here, advance any equipment to 3 stars. So a lot of you guys probably have one of these and are attached to it. Trust me, I was the same. The purple gear is going to be better. Even if you have 3 stars and you have really good substats, the purple gear is going to be better. All right, I don't know how much more I can emphasize this. Just use your purple gear. All right, that's it. It's as simple as that. Use your purple gear. Now, the next question that everybody asks is, okay, then where do I get this purple gear, right? How do I get more purple gear? I get it. All right, I want it. Then what should I do? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to answer that right now, and you have a couple options. That's a good part. You have a couple options. But truth be told, there's going to be the right way and the not so right way. Right, let's start with the not so right way, as I have seen other content creators pushing people to do these, which will set you back in the long run. But hey, if you enjoy it, smash it out of the park, right? Keep doing it. But currently, the worst way to get your purple gear right now is going to be from the joint operation. Now, some people may look at the joint operations right now and thinking, well, you know, it burns a lot of my vitality, which gives me EXP and drops gear as well as matrices, right? Isn't that a sweet deal? Well, I'm sorry to inform you that if you've been spending the majority of your vitality on joint operations, you will soon hit a brick wall in weapon upgrade materials. It's gonna hit you, all right? It's gonna get you, but don't worry, don't panic, don't panic. You can still fix it because you're watching this video, right? The purple gear you get from now is going to get replaced so quickly down the line. Here's the gold gear. Level 50 is probably like what, a little over a week away or something like that. So it still gives you a lot of times to stop farming this and to start farming for interstellar portals through recruit and all that stuff, and just manage your vitality and resources a little bit better. So apart from this, the second worst way to get your purple gear is going to be through the guild exchange shop. Yes. The guild exchange shop. Now, you may be some Giga Chad donator and are either close to or already reached 5,600 guild donations and are thinking of getting some purple gear with it, although that's up to you, right? Your currency, your choice, but I'd advise against it, as there's just more valuable things to pick up and eventually you get better deals, so you should hold off. Like, honestly, you should. Apart from that, you know, that's gonna be it for the not so good ways. Let's talk about the proper ways to go about farming the purple gear. Now, this all starts with the crystal dust store. As you guys can see here, there are 4 pieces of purple gear that's unlocked for me as I am level 42. Yes, this store unlocks better exchange items as you level up. So if you're lower level and wonder why you still don't see it, it's because of your level, right? You can get the purple energy crystals by doing higher difficulty ruins. So you can come over here. Where is it? Oh, recommend here. So you can go to your ruins, as you guys can see. If you scroll down here, as you level up, once again, see it's all level gated. For your first clear reward, you can get up to 200, which is quite a lot. And I remember, let me see, there are some at normal and hard difficulty that will also give it to you. Let me check this one. Yeah, starting from A02 hard mode, you're also going to get 200. So you're going to get a decent chunk of it from here. So that's going to be the exchange store. Another way you can get the purple energy crystal dust is going to be through wormhole, right? It opened today, I believe. If your level is high enough, once again, it's all gated by level. You can come here and clear it. But just to warn you guys, this thing resets every single week, and you have a little over a day. I mean, if you're watching this video now, you might have less than a day to clear this. I know it's weird. This thing has a separate weekly reset timer compared to the other weekly reset stuff. I don't know why they designed it this way. Just, hey, I'm just letting you guys know. You should knock this out. Get some currency here, as well as some huge rewards through the shop once you clear the wormhole. This is just a side note. It's not really for more damage. I remember, oh, here it is. Yeah, you'll get a bunch of these free chests. As you guys can see, I believe you get like 3 free ones, and then you got to pay for the other 3 with dark crystals, but they give you good stuff. They give you summons, they give you gold, and a bunch of goodies. All right, so that's gonna be that. I don't want to dwell on that any longer. This video is going to take forever, so let's just move on to the next way you can get your hands on purple gear, and that is the Frontier Clash. And you guys really should be doing this every single day. So what happens in Frontier Clash is, in this mode, you will need to team up with other players to clear waves of monsters, as well as 5 boss monsters. The goal is to beat everything before the timer runs out, so you can collect all 5 of the crates that the bosses drop in order to maximize your chances of getting better loot. Basically, you need to do as much damage as you humanly can to clear out all the waves before the timer runs out. You can get more than 1 piece of purple gear in this mode, so it's really going to be your main source of purple gear. The Frontier Clash unlocks at level 39, I believe, so yeah, once again, if you're lower than that, you can't farm it just yet, and because it's daily content, you will be missing out on a ton of gear the longer it takes for you to get here. Now, that's pretty much everything for now. I need to tell you about equipments. Following this up, let's quickly talk about the suppressor. So the 2 main things that will be stopping you from pushing higher for the suppressor is, once again, I hate to be a broken record, it's your level. It's your level. Okay, as you guys can see, to get to the first level, the V5.1, V6.1, V4.1, V3.1, this is the one that's going to be gated by levels. And then everything else here is going to be gated by your combat score, right? So as you guys can see, I got to 5.1 because I met the level requirement, but to get to 5.2, I need 23,000 combat score. But if I want to go to 6.1, I only need to be level 51. Okay, so the suppressor is really a big way for you to gain a lot of power, and you have to do ruins. You have to do ruins, and you have to use your guild exchange tokens here to get this potent omnium crystal. Along with this, you can also get them from the bygone. As you guys can see the reward here, you're gonna get a ton of these as you go climb higher in the bygone. Okay, and that's why I'm assuming you're here to watch videos to increase your DPS so you can climb higher in the bygone. So do your ruins, right? Make sure your ruins are all up to date and level up your suppressor as high as you can. So apart from these things mentioned, you can also get more damage from awakening your characters. So if you go to Simulacra, you go to Awakening. So currently, as you guys can see, let's go back here actually. I have my Samir's Simulacra Awakening activated. So if I go to Samir, I go down, it's at 1200. So this is the effect that I have on for my DPS. It's if I don't take damage, I gain stacks, and it goes up to 4 stacks with 3% per stack, which is 12% additional damage boost. This is pretty sizable. And if you guys are curious as to how to unlock this, you gotta give them gifts. And if you're curious as to how to get gifts, I have an entire video made for game optimization and stuff and things you should be doing right now when it comes to Tower Fantasy, and this is just one of them. So I'm not going to go into that here. Moving on to the last thing I want to mention, which is going to be your DPS rotations. Now, some of you guys might be rolling your eyes and saying, ugh, but I assure you, the amount of damage you can get from proper cycling through your weapons is going to be the best possible thing to boost your damage. However, I feel this topic would be more appropriate for another video. If you would like to see that, please let me know by liking this video and commenting down below. I'm going to end the video here as it's getting just a little too long, but I'm sure a lot of these advices is going to be applicable to you guys. I didn't even touch on things such as relics, but they're also very important. However, they're not going to be most of the time directly the reason that you're going to do more damage, as some content is gated behind combat score, and if you level up your relics, you're not going to directly get combat score. But just letting you guys know, this is also another thing that can help you, let's say, push additional floors in the bygone. Having missile as well as magnetic storm, if you're playing a Volt team, is going to be very helpful. If not, you can use Colossus arm along with the missile barrage. These things will definitely help increase your damage in certain combat scenarios, but they're not going to be helping you, let's say, reach a higher combat score so you can level up your suppressor per se. If you guys want a relic guide, I can also do that, but once again, you have to comment this stuff down below. Thank you guys for watching the video. I've taken enough of your time. The name's Erotic Walrus. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, urge y'all to stay safe and peace.